when he was trying to talk about the voices, when he had the computer program to try and
yeah.
Rocky speak.
Meryl Streep.
Yeah, Meryl Streep. And he goes,
She can do anything.
Meryl can do anything.
Yeah.
That's not in the script. Because he did that, they approached Meryl Streep afterwards because it was so funny and said, Meryl, we've got this funny skit. Can you say a sentence for us?
Oh my God, that's genius.
Just because of an ad lib.
That's beautiful. And a little
sure.
paycheck for Meryl, just a little bit of a...
Well, that's it. Because of these things, I'd love to know if she got paid for that. They probably wanted to pay her for it, but she probably would have done it for free. I would expect.
Well, she's so down to earth, so cool. She'd probably like, I'll just do it because it sounds so funny, and she's got such a good sense of humor as well.
Welcome to another spoiler review episode.
I actually had when you start, when you're about to say something,
and
then a thing comes into your brain to tell you to do something, you try and stop it. I was about to start singing "Sign of the Times" and realized I cannot sing that song because I don't.
Amazed.
Oh, that was what I was going to do. No, not that. I was going to say, right. Fuck.
It's all right, don't worry. This is the best introduction ever to it. It's fantastic.
Right, guys, we're going to be talking about Project Hail Mary. Phenomenal film. We will go into spoilers later down the line, not straight at the beginning, but we'll build up to it. But I was going to do a fun intro, and then I fucked it because I was going to say for Drew, because we're just getting straight into it, but we'll try and talk coherently. But the amount of comedy in this film that actually works, it doesn't feel forced or hamstringed in. It's just someone being naturally funny, and it's not meant to be as a comedy moment. But the beginning bit, when Ryan Gosling's uncomfortable with Sandra Huller at the school, she's trying to get him to speak. He's like trying to worm his way out of it, and he just turns around and goes, "Stop running, Kevin." And Kevin goes, "I'm not running."
Oh, yeah. That was brilliant.
I was drinking at that point, and I snorted. And that's like in the first 5 minutes.
That bit was brilliant because he's trying to find excuses, anything to get out of it. Yeah.
And it's just the fact that it said Kevin and I'm Kevin, and I was just like, that is fucking brilliant.
That is brilliant. That is perfect.
So we watched Project Hail Mary literally a couple of days ago, and we're gonna have a little chat about it because it seems to be hitting the right notes of the public. There seems to be a lot of buzz about it. And we're obviously putting this out a few weeks later so that we're not spoiling anything from everyone. Everyone should have seen it that's into this sort of stuff and it listens to us. I expect everyone's seen it. So hopefully you like our thoughts and agree with some of them. But yeah, Drew, crack on. What was your stuff?
I was going to say, you can tell it's a good sign because both our cinemas were packed. That's how you know that it's actually, the advertising of the film is done well. But I think, it's just such an interesting concept to a film, and that kind of we've seen a lot of these kind of dystopian films, but this for me just hit on such a different level. It was it was just so profound, like the cinematography, the storytelling that's kind of like out of sequence, like how it's kind of all interconnected but out of sequence. And the performances, like I think I was saying to you that Ryan Gosling's a fucking genius, though. How he can mix comedy and drama in equal measure throughout. It's like a show. This movie is almost a showcase of his acting, really. I think if he doesn't get nominated for this, I don't know, because, he was in First Man, which was him going to space as well. I think he's done a few space things, and then he did like Blade Runner 2. Which was 2049. The guy is comfortable in space and he's absolutely fucking smashing it.
He's just natural. And I think that's the difference. Like, no offense. I mean, I don't think the world's a big fan of Ryan Reynolds these days because he's come across as a bit of a bell end in the last few years with that Jason Baldoni case and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And other things. But he's clearly funny, but it is him. I know it's natural to him, but it is very forced comedy. It's like
it's still shoot in, doesn't it? Like,
Yeah, whereas Ryan Gosling is just a charming person, and
yeah,
that's it.
yeah,
And I've seen loads of interviews, and people are saying to his face, "This is a masterpiece, and this is brilliant," and he is like giggling like a little, like he can't take all this compliments and
yeah,
stuff. But it is his natural ability, and I think in his contract now, since Barbie, he is forced to say the word beach. Because he said it when he's set Rocky and they're watching he's trying to explain to him what's water and what's a beach. He's
yeah.
like beach, but he says it like Ken and Barbie.
It's like
What do
he's
you do as a
sponsored
job?
by
Beach. Oh, you're a lifeguard. No, I just beach. What does that mean? Like, a beach.
Fuck it up.
So good, but yeah, he is head and shoulders above most actors these days in being able to do anything. He's
Yeah,
malleable, but he still comes across as himself. And what was the comment I was making the other day about? Oh yeah, watch Glenn Powell in How to Make a Killing,
yeah,
and that guy is ridiculously handsome. When you see him in interviews, he is charismatic. He's funny. He's nice. He's actually a genuinely like too nice for the face and body he's in. He should be like a school bully in films. You know what I mean, or a bad
yeah,
guy.
yeah,
But he's so pleasant. But he doesn't come across as sincere in films because he's almost too good looking. You
wow,
know, where even though he's good, it
yeah,
doesn't work with what I'm watching. Whereas Ryan Gosling is that good looking, just as similar good looking, if not better, but comes across humble. Whereas Glenn Powell should be the big bravado.
mm,
That's what he looks like. Whereas
yeah.
Ryan Gosling looks like the low key cool guy.
Well, he's so authentic, isn't he? I think that's what you're
Exactly.
kind of saying, that on screen it's almost like tracing paper acting, because you can't even see the performance. We were talking the other day that like Tom Cruise looks like he's acting. Like, don't get me wrong, the guy's amazing, but he looks like he's putting in all the work. And my God, this costs me energy, and I want this to be the best thing that everybody's seen. Whereas Ryan Gosling kind of just like turns up and just like knocks it out the park, but
Yeah, he just
effortlessly.
is. He's like, what character am I playing? What's he like? Right,
Yeah,
I'm him now.
boom, got it. Do you know what I mean? And it's like,
But it's a small deviation from his real life. He's not playing. I suppose that's a critique. He's not playing something wildly mad. I mean, he's playing a
true.
scientist, but there's nothing that sciencey about him. He's still like messing around like Ryan Gosling, just in a science lab.
But what I thought was really clever about this film is it's actually a kind of an amalgamation of a lot of the roles he's played. Because when he was, oh man, I'm going to completely forget the name of that film now. But he plays a teacher in a film where he plays like that kind of heroin addict, and I can't remember the name of the film, and it's going to really do my nut in.
Not a
But
clue.
I will find it while we continue this conversation, which is absolutely fine. But the fact that he's done space films, he's so good at teaching, in the sense that when you see this film that I can't remember the name of, which is genius, it all will make sense.
Is
Here's
it
the
an
other thing.
actual what?
I was going to say, here's the other thing about Ryan Gosling. As wanky as this sounds, he is a true artist, because he said once in an interview, he's like, I do the blockbusters so I can pay the bills, because I really want to put my heart and soul into the indie ones. Think of all the indie films that he has done, like Place Beyond the Pines, Blue Valentine, like,
Yeah.
he's done some,
Drive.
yeah, Drive. And these are
Those
kind
are
of
all
like
good.
independent.
The Nice Guys, I don't even think was a big film either. That, as in production wise, I think that was a kind of a low key sort of film as well. And,
But if you
and
look at his range, man, as well, like the other day when we were talking about The Fall Guy and like The Ides of March and like he Crazy Stupid Love.
there is comedy in not all of his roles, but most of his roles does have that natural comedy element, even if it's not, The Nice Guys. I wonder if that was meant to be as funny as it is, except those two bounced off each other so well that it became a pure comedy. It's an action film, but it is pure comedy. And La La Land's an emotional roller coaster and a beautiful love story, but it's still Emma Stone's hilarious. And
Yeah, yeah.
those two bouncing off each other, it cannot not be hilarious.
Yeah.
The bit
But
where she
again,
sees them
singing.
with that, where he's playing that keyboard guitar.
Oh yeah, yeah. And she asks for that song that does his nut in.
Yeah, yeah, and he just his look. He doesn't even have to do much. He just looks at her with disdain, and it's
Yeah.
so funny.
Well, this is what I was going to say. So that it's Half Nelson.
Oh, I heard about that. I've not seen it. I don't think.
Oh my God, mate, that is such a good film. And again, indie. Like the guy is a master at indie, and he loves film for the storytelling and portraying characters that are confused or they're going on an arc or
Yeah.
whatever it is. But I think it's because he has such empathy in life and such a kind of deeper understanding for people, and he's compassionate.
Just a quick message to thank you all for listening to our show, whether it's through Spotify, Apple, or YouTube. If you are enjoying, why not follow, click to subscribe, and leave a 5-star review. Also, a reminder to follow us on Instagram and TikTok for fun clips from the show. We love and appreciate your support, and thanks for sharing us with friends. This helps us to grow, improve, and continue creating. Now, back to the conversation.
And that's why I think it works, because when I was watching Project Hail Mary, when he meets Rocky and he's talking to him, he has that ability, like he is the teacher. And he's like, okay, I'm thinking outside the box here. Let's use maths as a way to communicate. Like you would like a child that's a bit nervous in the corner of the classroom. You go, okay, let's get on a level. And he's thinking of ways to break this kind of boundary between the two of them. Yeah. And that's also what makes it kind of endearing and funny, because you're like, well, hang on a minute. He's using his career and what he does for a living to try and bridge the gap between two different worlds, literally.
Yeah. And there's another teacher moment towards the end, but we won't mention that yet.
Oh, that's genius. Yeah.
But what I like about it, I mentioned this in my video that I did on social media when I did the review, is that the concept, when you watch the trailer, although people weren't complaining, but a lot of people were saying we didn't need to see Rocky in the trailer. That could have been an amazing surprise for us. True. Because Ryan Gosling in space, some comedy, some risk, some elements of danger and Armageddon coming basically. And that would have been enough to bring people to the seats. But I don't think it was a true representation of the film. The trailer, I was interested, but I wasn't as bothered as I should have been, because it seemed a bit cheesy. The Rocky thing looked a bit... and Rocky was in it so much. I thought he was just going to be pop in and pop out maybe, but he's a proper part in the film.
Oh, God, yeah.
And he's irreplaceable. It's perfect. But in the trailer, it did come across a bit cheesy, and I was waiting to be a bit by it. But the comment I made in my video was like, this concept of a school teacher going to do this is ridiculous, and that's the bit that put me off in the trailer. It seems too far-fetched.
Yeah.
It didn't explain enough. In the film, obviously it goes into detail that he's a reputable scientist, and he's got some amazing theories on planetary and solar systems and life forms and things like that. So radical that he was basically kicked out of, the sort of scientific community to be not a fraud, but like a hack. Like, it's ridiculous. You're ridiculous.
Well, he made his dissertation, didn't he? He created that whole thing that the government got their hands on.
Yeah, well, he thought life could live without H2O, because he was explaining H2O is just two atoms that are quite simple molecular structure. They could be in a different molecular structure and be in a different compound, which is true in theory. He was trying to say that was how, and that's why Sandra Huller's character came to him, because he had an outlandish, and they're trying to save the world. They need outlandish things, not the basic. Yeah. Everyone knows the basic.
Outside of the box, quite literally.
I need some of the mental scientists to go, well, test it. And then you think it's all about him. And then I'm so glad it wasn't, that it panned out, and the scientists all around the world in different countries trying to experimenting with these atoms to kind of see what they can do with it, these little molecular structures. And he's the one that thinks outside the box and puts it in a box.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that.
I wasn't planning on saying it. It came to me as I was saying it.
Trying to catch those three little things. And then he goes, hey, Carl. He's like, Carl, we've had a baby. Because when he goes, there's 4 of them. He's like, me and Carl just made a baby.
I love it. Just simple things like that. That probably wasn't in the script. I listened to a little thing this morning. I just shared it on social media. Andy Weir. So he's the writer of the book.
Yeah.
And Brokeback Kathy, to give her a little shout out, she says she's not a massive fan of sci-fi. That's not her bag. And she's fallen in love with this film so much that she's gone out and bought the book.
Yeah, I saw that.
I Googled the book and looked at some quotes. And the book for quotes for Rocky and Ryan Gosling's character before the film was made there's so much more, and they're so hilarious, and none of them are in the film. I was looking through
Wow.
for like funny quotes to read off,
Yeah.
and there's like 20 of them, and none of them were in the film. I was like, that's genius, and I'm imagining Ryan Gosling saying them.
Uh,
But he goes in the interview, he said he took it as read that the script wasn't concrete. I mean, it was, but Ryan Gosling came up with better stuff than I did on the day. And he goes,
what?
when he was trying to talk about the voices, when he had the computer program to try
Oh
and
yeah, yeah,
make
yeah.
Rocky speak rather
Yeah.
than understand his language,
Meryl
it's
Streep.
yeah, Meryl Streep, and he goes,
She could do anything.
Meryl can do anything.
Yeah.
That's not in the script.
That
And
got one
because
of
he
the
did that, they approached Meryl Streep afterwards because it was so funny and said,
Can you?
Meryl, we've got this funny skit. Can you say a sentence for us?
Oh my God, that's genius.
Just because of an ad lib.
That's beautiful. And a
Meryl went,
teeny little
"Sure."
paycheck for Meryl, just a little bit of a.
Well, that's it. Because of these things, I'd love to know if she got paid for that. They probably wanted to pay her for it, but she probably
Yeah.
would have done it for free. I would
Well,
expect.
she's so down to earth, so cool. She'd probably be like, I'll just do it because it sounds so funny, and
Yeah.
she's got such a good sense of humor as well.
It's like going back to I don't know why I'm bringing up Ryan Reynolds again, but when like Brad Pitt did that free cameo with that guy flying into electric pole,
Yeah, yeah,
did
yeah.
it free, and
Deadpool
there's
2.
other little people do these little cameos.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, if it's half an hour of their life, it's not a big deal, is it?
But that's the thing. I mean,
And it elevates there.
I would have loved, like, I guess, to be that kind of actor and have that kind of status and that kind of wealth and probably not as many concerns as most people in life, and be offered the chance to play a fun role in something where you're literally just jumping in as a cameo. And that is just a lot of fun. And you've just got that. And like you were saying, it shows more to people the kind of person you are, your kind of sense of humor, and how you the kind of humble nature of an artist, rather than going, well, you better pay me this much. It's like, no, just turn up, man.
Legally, they might have had to pay her scale because there are unions and stuff in America.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
She might have had to get like 250 quid for an hour's worth of work or something.
Yeah.
That and she would had to have accepted that, but that would be basically doing it for free for a multimillionaire. That's basically nothing. But like you say, it's elevating her status with little effort. So rather than spending 4 months on a film that might be good or might be bad, she just does half an hour, says a line a few times, and everyone thinks it's in the biggest blockbuster of the year potentially. And everyone thinks she's super cool because she spent her time in this little bit. That makes her cooler.
Yeah, and she's the GOAT, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, literally, she can do anything. And the fact that she's done one line in this blockbuster movie before she's even doing Devil Wears Prada 2, she might be more well known for that one line in Project Hail Mary than she will be for returning to the Devil Wears Prada franchise.
Yeah, and it's all just pure accident and comedy and them pushing their luck a little bit, and it worked out.
Yeah,
but as we deviated, the point I was trying to make about the teacher thing as well is that I made the point in the video that the ridiculousness of it being a school teacher, I'm glad we found out.
Yeah, like Armageddon sort of vibe. Yeah,
I made the comparison that James does all the time. James not with us, by the way. He's not just being quiet. He's not actually here.
He is alive, though. He is alive. Yes, that is strange.
He's with us, but not with us.
Yeah, he's in spirit. He's in spirit.
He's not in spirit. He's
alive.
In carbon function. Anyway,
he's
the Armageddon thing where they train drillers to become astronauts is ridiculous, and that's the thing that. Don't choke.
No, I almost had a Kevin moment. Go on, Karen.
And that's the thing where it is ridiculous. And I thought it was going to be like that. And I'm so glad it explained itself and made it real. That this film could happen in that fictional storyline. Whereas Armageddon's ridiculous.
I think you're spot on. I think they managed to ground this in some sense of reality, because I think it's so hard to do that with sci-fi films. That's why, like, The Martian, Interstellar, and this Project Hail Mary, it feels frighteningly real. Because, like, you know, when he goes to the supermarket with Carl and he's buying all these things and they're like, oh, have you got like a card to pay for it? He's like, yeah, the government will pay for it. But they're having fun.
But the next line is like, which government? All of them.
All of them. Yeah. But it's that thing of, you know, when they're rolling the kind of sellotape and it's knocking down all the things, like it's like they're bowling with all of these kind of items. And that Carl character is brilliant because it's the dude from The Bear.
The pastry guy.
Yeah. That's it. The pastry guy. Yeah. It is Lionel Boyce.
because that moment's really good. And I again, it was one of the elements that was like a forced section. Like they could have just gone to the shop and get some stuff, but now
Yeah.
we're having fun and it's a bit silly. But because it's Ryan Gosling doing it,
Yeah.
and he's likable, and the other guy's
Yeah.
serious, he's trying to break him down to be friendly, and it comes across as actually, I think whether the character would or not, Ryan Gosling would do this.
but I think
Again,
it's
it's not far
lovely.
fetched.
I think it's lovely because it shows the character that Ryan Gosling plays, Ryland Grace. He is trying to find the humor and the playfulness in this mad scenario in which he finds himself. And that's why I think we love going on this journey with him, because he's such a lovable character on planet Earth and in space, because he's not happy about where he is. He's obviously curious and wants to try and help them, not knowing he's going to have to be the one to go there. So when he's like, yeah, I'll help you find a way to do all the sciencey bits. That's why when he gets all of the like all of the kind of materials and stuff they need to create the box within the box thing. But he brings out the playfulness in like this kind of government like bodyguard kind of, because even when he starts
Breaks
throwing
everyone
stuff,
down.
yeah. He has that ability to break down characters' walls, and I think that's why we love him. Like even when he does the "Ooh, there it is," and then like everyone's like
looks at him
and
like he's
like,
an idiot.
He was like, "You'll get it," like, and then they all talk, and then the guy repeats it back and goes, "Oh, there it is." You're like,
Yeah,
"Yeah,
he says it really seriously. He's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, what he means is this." So, whoop, there it is.
yeah,
He's like, he gets it.
yeah."
But that's it. The breakdown, like the two things you mentioned there that I thought was really great. It was like the editing, the way it was done was so beautiful, because sometimes it can be a bit fatiguing when it is back and forth, back and forth, and back and forth. From like, just tell us the plot, tell us the ending. Like, let's have a story. But as it progresses, it cuts back to he's in space, he's with Rocky, he's doing the things, and then a comment's made by Rocky or whatever, and we don't know the answer. And then it goes back to him in his training section and the experimental section, explaining the bit that we're just seeing. Because there's some bits where you go, he just told us he can't fly an aircraft. Now he's flying it. That's a bit far-fetched. Then it cuts back to him being forced to have a go at these things. And you're like, well, he's not good, but he gets it, even though he doesn't know exactly what he's doing. So again, it's plausible. But it cuts back and forth, like even to the ending, like towards the very end, when you find out basically he didn't volunteer for this, and it was not a nice situation.
Spoilers.
And that hits you, that you're like, fuck.
That bit is dark.
That was horrible.
That's such a twist, though, when Eva's character says, "You leave me no other choice," and he's like kind of jovial, like, "Okay, well, good luck with it." And she's like, "You're not leaving this room." And he's like, "What?" And they come in and they like lock the door, and they've got the needle, and you're like, "Whoa!" And then he runs. It's so dark, and he's chasing, and they're just all chasing him, man. It's like it was like a scene from X-Files.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It goes through so many genres. This is not a sci-fi film. This is not a comedy. This is not an action film. This is not a dark film. This is everything.
Well, it says dark comedy. Actually, it says dark comedy sci-fi epic is what it says on IMDb.
That makes sense to me.
It really is.
But the bit there is that the horrible moment that Sandra Huller has to do it, and this is her first American film, and because obviously, I think she's brilliant because she was obviously in Anatomy of a Fall was her big break.
Yeah, but she was in that other one we talked about the other day about
the German one, The Zone of Interest.
Zone of Interest, that's it.
And that is brilliant, but a tough watch. But she is a standout performer. She is insanely good. But this is her first American performance. She's great. But the reason that scene hit hard for me, and I'm sure for everyone, is that the bit where she basically pins him down and injects him and throws him into a spacecraft and forces him to go to space and commit suicide, is that the scene prior to that is when he finally breaks her down, has an emotional moment with her, and then she comes in and does karaoke because of him, and they have that connection. And then the next scene, she's basically killing him.
Yeah. Well, it's like
hard.
Because I wonder if they like each other. That's what I kind of like. I know it's like the mission, but there is an element of like maybe he fancies her, because there's something Rocky says about mate. And it does the flashback to the boat, him chatting to her. She's the only person that really gets him. I get the sense that Ryland Grace is a bit of a kind of recluse. He's very charming and charismatic in the classroom, but outside, I imagine, we never see him in his house, which I think is fascinating as well. But I imagine at home, He's very subdued. He's probably got his little laptop, probably like a little takeaway or something.
They made the point that he's got the bike, and he goes, "But I'm not using the bike to save the planet. This is my mode of transport type thing."
And he probably doesn't.
He's poor. He's living. He's going to be in a shit place and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like,
I'm not saying people have bikes are poor. I've got
no,
bikes. But that's what
you
the
get
film.
expensive bikes, but
The
it's
film's trying to do that.
Yeah,
trying to
I think it's trying to say that. He's on the breadline, right? Like he's just he's a happy-go-lucky guy that is trying to inspire young people. Because, mate, straight off the bat, this film goes kind of into dark territory. When he wakes up in space with the big beard and doesn't know what the fuck is going on, and floating around, and
that's an intro.
And he's got the coma as well, so he doesn't even know who the fuck he is and why he's there, which is even more of a nightmare. That's scary. He's like, what the fuck am I doing here?
How good is that scene though? Because do you remember I told you about a month ago I saw a clip of this film in the cinema? So normally, obviously, you get trailers every now and again. They show a little clip. They did one for the Odyssey where they all get into the horse.
Oh yeah, you're saying yeah. Oh, like 6-minute epilogue sort of thing. Yeah.
But it's just straight through, and it showed a Project Hail Mary clip. I was like, ooh, I kind of don't want to watch it, but I did. And it was that scene. At no point did I think going to see it, that would be the opening scene.
Wow.
And it literally was the entire opening scene until he kind of starts climbing up.
Yeah.
But the thing is, that opening scene, like you said, was dark. It was horrible. It was heartbreaking. It's scary. It's verging on horror.
Yeah.
But you piss yourself laughing because when he falls out of his sleeping bag and like,
oh yeah, because they're trying to eject him and he's like a cat.
He can't speak and he can't function.
He hasn't used his muscles. Yeah.
Yeah, and the voiceover robot saying, "You may have trouble speaking. What's 2 + 2?" And he goes,
"Yeah."
And he goes, "You may have trouble with motor neuron functions." And then he flops over with his arse in the air, and it's hilarious. And then he finds 2 dead bodies, and it's like crashes you down to earth.
Well, we never find out why they die. I mean, obviously we're going into spoilers again, but that's
don't know how they die.
That's not apparent because I thought there was going to be a flashback to them buckling up, getting in there, and we see what happens prior to it, but we don't ever find out.
They said at the beginning, well, not beginning, one of the flashbacks, the point was made that this journey, you could die in the journey, they said.
Oh, yeah, true. I guess that's why they said it's a suicide.
It's 11 years. It's an 11-year journey.
It is a Hail Mary that he's able to wake up out of the coma after just over a decade of being in a coma, essentially. So
yeah. What did you think of the actual premise of the astrophages? I thought it was quite good that when they replicate them, they could produce energy, and that's what propelled the ship. Because on Earth, we could never get to where they are in this world. You know, that's not a technology that exists.
Oh, so you mean how he's able to
problem a solution?
Essentially. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was really clever. Well, because it's almost like the problem they're trying to solve is the solution to getting back to.
The solution is the problem, and the problem is the solution.
Yeah, which is amazing. I was blown away. Like I got so emotional when Rocky's character says, "I can give you the material you need. It'll only delay me by 6 years." And it's like the generosity of this little alien character is just
Let's talk about the friendship, because fuck that, I did not expect to that level. And Rocky is hilarious when he finally comes on the ship and he's just bombing around, bashing.
Yeah. Oh my god! What? Like James ordered.
Scared of each other. It takes ages for the trust to happen.
Yeah.
And then when the trust is there, it's so close and so tight.
Oh yeah, when he goes, "Can I sleep? Can I watch you sleep? Sleep?" You're like, whoa, hang on, what? He's like, "Stop watching me sleep."
Oh, there's so many great bits when he's eating. He goes, "Wow, that is disgusting." And he goes, well, "How do you eat?" "I eat normally, like this."
I eat with grace.
He fists himself.
Yeah. Like, that's that clip where he spits out the noodles and go, "My God, no."
Oh, that was horrible. That was horrible.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's. I mean, you get
that beautiful moment where Rocky go when they're talking about mates, like you were saying a minute ago, and he goes, "Well, how long have you been with your mate?" He goes, 186 years, and they're struggling with the concept of will they get back or not, and oh, well, at least you had a long time, and Rocky goes, "Is not enough."
That hit me so hard.
I was like, that's a line.
Even rocks need love, you know.
Yeah, if any bloke said that in a rom-com where they go, "I've been with her for, I've been married for 50 years," and then goes, "That's not enough," that would have everyone swooning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I struggled a few times. Me and Ryan went and sat there a few times. I was just like cracking up, like tears in my eyes, laughing. And
Mm.
then within seconds, I was like, "Oh, might be actual real tears now."
Oh my, yeah. Well, dude, this is why I think if this doesn't get nominated for an Oscar next year, like they made us cry over a rock. Do you know what I mean? It's like we fell in love with a fucking rock, and like everyone walking along the beach now is probably gonna be going, hoping that it comes to life.
Yeah, thumbs up.
Yeah, he's like, thumbs up. That'll do. That'll do. But yeah, I actually, this is one thing. Just on this note, I'll show you. I just want to read this out. Was James Ortis is an acclaimed puppeteer, actor, and designer, best known for providing the voice and on-set puppetry for the character Rocky in the 2026 film adaptation of Project Hail Mary. A celebrated New York theater artist, he collaborated with a team to bring the alien character to life alongside Ryan Gosling. That in itself, like, I was thinking, this is my weird kind of vision. 2026 Oscars, which ironically will probably be in 2027. I think this is going to get nominated for a multitude of things, and I really hope it will. But I wonder if James Ortis could go up for Best Supporting Actor, and could you nominate a voice for the performance of a rock?
It. And again, they said that there were a lot of ad libs there as well, wasn't he? Because he wasn't meant to voice it; he was just doing the fill-in, and they were going to get an actor to do it. But because he was on set and they had a good connection, they were like, just keep him.
And his voice is so good. Like,
he was meant to puppeteer; he wasn't meant to speak.
Wow.
He's just, when you do as an actor, when you do a scene, sometimes you get a bog standard actor to have.
Yeah, you just do the reading. Yeah, you read in for someone.
Back of a head.
Yeah,
you don't want Robert De Niro coming all the way over here just to have the back of a head to film someone else.
Yeah. It's called a stand-in.
So he's basically the animatronic, puppeteer guy.
He's a rock-in.
He's a rock-in, and that's it. And that's it. And he wasn't meant to speak to it. They were going to get someone else to do it, but they had such good connection and they were so funny.
His voice, though, like, I can't imagine anyone else. I know you've got a load of amazing voice actors out there, because that's why when I just look up his IMDb, I think he's done like 6 things, and 3 of them are like just like short films that I've never heard of. But I'm hoping this puts the guy on the map, man. His voice and his ability to portray characters. I mean, he brought a rock to fucking life, man. The guy's a genius. Like James Ortis.
It was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
And I mean, the arc they go on is what makes it kind of beautiful. Because, when one of the funniest parts is where it's almost a little bit like the Big Brother house where he's documenting back to the team. And Rocky can hear him and go, Rocky asks question, who's speaking to? And he's like, no one. He's like, he can't even hear me when I'm speaking at this level. What do you say? Rocky can't hear. And it's like, and he goes, look how far away he is.
He goes, can you hear this? Yes, yeah. Rocky hears this.
yeah. And it's like,
he's like, God damn.
The comedy of like, that they become like weird, like housemates is fucking genius. Housemates in space is a bit like Lilo and Stitch, isn't it? But with Grace and Rocky, and it's
the time goes so long that they'd have been there months, if not a year. The sort of time span that they were together was a long time, which is why they got that such tight emotional connection. But the voice worked, and that's what kind of brought them together. That they're hanging out every day on set. So why not let that guy do it?
Oh man, 100%. And when they build up the story by saying my atmosphere would kill him or his atmosphere would kill me, the way they build the stakes to that part is like, it's so cleverly done, because when a character is willing to risk everything for someone else, I think that's what makes the film beautiful, if I'm honest. Like, both parts of that, the sacrifice they make for one another.
Giving me chills, man. I've literally had a little chill there now.
Do you know what I mean?
Both do it for each other. They both almost kill each other to save each other.
That's what I'm saying. No, that's what I'm saying, because the bit where he gets knocked out on the thing from the big battle part, and then he has to come out of his little shell, the glass protector, to flick the extra switches. Not only that, he then picks up Grace, takes him to the medic bay, puts the mask on him, injects him, does all these things while he's like on fire pretty much. and it's like the most heartbreaking thing. And you just see all these little puddles of ash building all the way. And then when he finds him like the next day, and then he says that line, and he says like, I fucking, oh man, I was in tears when he says, I'll watch you sleep, but you have to wake up.
Yeah, and for context, Rocky had said earlier that they all watch each other sleep for safety. That's what they do.
Yeah.
And Ryan Gosling found that creepy, but in that moment, he's like, "I will watch you sleep." And again, he ticks the boxes off. He's doing stuff. He spent a month experimenting with these astrophages that he just collected. So he does all the experimental work. So again, Rocky's basically dead for about a month, if not longer.
Yeah. But they've inspired each other because like there's that. So it's that. He's trying to find a way to make the kind of vocal vibration of the way that Rocky communicates, and he puts it through some kind of like process on his laptop that allows it to come up with words so they properly could communicate, which also makes it funny because if Rocky was going, we wouldn't have a fucking clue what was going on. But because he speaks like another human being, it also helps create that character and why we relate to Rocky and why we love him for his funny choice of words or even his wit. Like he's very funny. Like I think there's a bit where they're trying to fly the spaceship and he's practicing and he's like, I did good. He's like, no, terrible, bad. You're like, whoa. And he's like, this is the mission. He's like, this weird alien is trying to train me to fly a spaceship that he's better at doing than I am. Yeah. And then when they have the mission and he goes, we go fishing. And you're like, what the fuck? And they have to fish for that kind of bacteria.
Yeah.
The stakes, man, bro. Like,
but that was all practical as well. There was no CGI in the film, apparently. And you could tell that at the beginning, the bit where the ship's moving and the other ship follows.
Yeah. That is hilarious.
So funny.
Oh my God, I was pissed.
It looks really basic because you're in space, you're in a vacuum. It's not going to go, it just went perfect like that.
Yeah. When he's following him, it's like, because he even goes, nope, fuck that sort of thing. And he tries to fly away and he's like, you are my only chance. Beep, beep.
That's it. And the bit, when you're talking about the way he speaks as well, like the bit, I just checked the exact phrase. When Ryan Gosling's explaining that this is a suicide mission, he is not going back and he's come to terms with it.
Oh, yeah.
And Rocky's just explained earlier in the film that all his crew died and he was watching them and they didn't wake up.
Yeah.
And it's really heartbreaking. And then in his point is that Rocky could not fix. And then Ryan Gosling goes, well, unfortunately, I'm also going to die. I can't get back. I need 200 metric tons of astrophage.
Yeah.
And then Rocky says, Rocky watch whole crew die. Rocky not fix. Grace say Grace will die. Rocky fix. And then he's like, what? He's like, I've got the astrophage. I've got that in my massive ship. I'll just give it to you.
Yeah.
And adding 6 years to his journey, he's just explained that he's like 200 years old. So relatively speaking, that's like a long weekend for a human.
Yeah.
So it's 6 years is a long time, but for him, maybe relatively not as long.
Yeah.
But
that bit's beautiful because and then you see like kind of Grace cry in the sense that he's like, because he said, I've come to terms with it. He uses the word. He says,
that's just what people say. I haven't come to terms with it.
Yeah. But what is he says though? I'm at peace with it, I think, isn't it? He says, or something.
Something like that, yeah. But then when Rocky gives him the thing, he's like, yes, please.
Yeah. And he's like, oh man. So when we were doing that weird poster thing, I just thought this is quite funny. And we did, I feel kind of bad about it, but we did use AI to a degree. But the funniest thing is in the process when we were trying to create that poster that people could see on Rage Whale was this is what we originally first had.
Oh, little Rocky in a box.
We like put Rocky in the box. And there's good old Sylvester Stallone in my arms. You're like, wait a minute, that's not the Rocky we meant. But we're just giving it different tasks.
I like how it reversed engineered because he didn't talk about Rocky and make it Rocky themed. It was a rock, so it makes sense to call him Rocky.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to show you the film that you're named after now.
Yeah.
So it wasn't so it was backwards engineering. So when they watched the film and then they enjoyed that, And then they had the beautiful planet, and they're like, "What we're going to name it? Because we discovered it. We can name it." It's like, what about Adrian?
Yeah.
Adrian. Yeah.
Adrian. It was like that bit, man, the cinematography as well. Again, talking about nominations. If that doesn't get nominated for best cinematography, like I was thinking, could best film, best cinematography, like it's so like the amount of skill to make things look that beautiful, because and also how difficult it would have been to shoot. So not only are they shooting the two characters and one is potentially a puppet and green screen, you've got the actual beach and water created through like a projector screen whilst shooting them. And then the shot where they do that, you've got the silhouette of Ryland Grace on like dangling on the rope trying to get the box, and you've got that beautiful kind of like green and red planet, and he's kind of just floating through, and you're just like, it is mind-blowing on like a multitude of levels.
That's what I was saying. Like our emotions were all over the place. You're like laughing, crying, and then you're in awe. You're like, what is this?
Bro, literally, like when they're trying to do that mission and he goes, I build a chain. And he's like, yeah, but can you make like 6,000 meters of it or whatever? He's like, yes. And you're like, what? And he goes,
it cuts like for over a few days, and and it's just every
built,
part of the ship just piling up.
And it's just built everywhere. And then when they drop it, and like, dude, literally my jaw was like that. And I looked across and everyone was like that. Because when he's like walking along and then he trips and the thing falls out of his hand and it like hooks on and swings. And then Rocky's going, no, Grace, death, die. Like, he's like, don't do it. And he's like, I have to do this because the stakes.
It's that or nothing, isn't it?
Feel so real because there is nothing else. It nails the stakes because you truly believe like everything. And you're like, this is the Hail Mary. There is no other way out of this. And this is what I love about it. A kind of down and out, sweet, compassionate teacher that has a backbone to a degree, but he's never gone out of his comfort zone. And where he goes to I'm just going to kind of bungee jump off into the unknown, into space to grab this fucking cylinder.
And again, he sells it as real because the first time he comes out of the spaceship, he creeps over, sees the edge of nothing, and he goes, nope.
yeah.
And everyone cracked up at that point. And then half an hour later, he's running around on top, And it's like the beginning. The reverse happens at the beginning when he first meets Rocky's spaceship before he even meets Rocky.
Yeah.
And so it goes object A and then object B, and then someone gets thrown and just kind of bounces off. He goes,
that was darkly comic.
And he moves and he's like, object C. And it's coming. He goes, why is it coming so slowly? Oh, he thinks I'm stupid.
Yeah. It was brilliant that though, because it was like the first time when it's spinning and he goes, oh, it could be a gift. It could be a bomb. And then it was like, you were really scared.
Yeah, it just bounces off.
And then I think the second time, because it is going slow, he opens up the hatch.
Oh, no, the second time, he goes out and he runs around and tries to catch it. And he just he does that jump catch. And then the third time, Rocky knows where his hatch is now. So he throws it, he gets in his suit and it just comes in. He goes, I don't have to go out.
Oh, brilliant.
But
gotcha. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah.
Oh man, it was,
and the marketing's good. It wasn't extreme marketing, but he did where he threw the American football through the donut hole across the street. Did you see that?
No, I was about to say, did you see the football thing on that?
That was just today, in fact. Yeah.
And he kicks the football.
They're all fake. They're all fake.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was going to say, because how the feck?
Yeah, a new one came out today where he kicks a football up in the air,
really high.
And then the camera zooms down, and then some guy, random photographer,
catches it right in his leg. The footballer catches it right in his leg. I was like, that's skill.
Yeah, that's fake. You can see with that one as well, because it shoots up, and when it shoots down, it's already in his feet. He doesn't catch anything.
Oh yeah, they're probably just dropping it from that distance, and then they just do clever editing. Yeah, editing. Oscar for editing, like the editing in this.
See, I said it to you before, but I'm gonna have to bring you back down to earth. Because you're right, especially so far this year. I mean, it's only March, not many big things have come out. It's the best film, hands down. There's no question. But we have got the Odyssey to come.
Yeah, but my prediction is I think
Every good thing about this film, the Odyssey is going to trump on a more because it's going to be a more serious version, and they
yeah,
can't.
but they could
Gotta
do
be
they could
like
go
serious things.
they could go head to head, man. This could be the new Sinners and One Battle After Another. Because look, I think
Maybe
2026 could possibly be the best cinema in history. Like, even though we've just had an amazing year,
25 was extraordinary.
yeah. Because I was like, how the hell can we top that? But then if you look at here's another thing, real quick: the Spider-Man, for example, right? That has had over 718 million views, which is
Most viewed
almost
trailer ever.
it's almost twice the amount that Deadpool and Wolverine had, where you had two characters coming together for the first time ever.
Yeah.
But not only that, when people were talking about the cinematography for Spider-Man is more kind of cinematic and nuanced. If you look at No Way Home, it felt like the colors, it was very kind of like
It's just a fun cartoony film, basically, isn't it?
yeah, that's exactly it. Where
I
if
mean,
they
they're great. I love all the I think the Spider-Mans are better than most of the Marvels, to be honest. They're all good.
100%. But what people were saying was, if you look at the cinematography and the grading of the later Spider-Man, it's
got
moody,
gritty in it.
it's cinematic, it's got ambience. Like it's
It
so
won't win anything because it's a comic book thing.
no,
It'll get
of course,
nothing.
of course,
And obviously Doomsday's out, and that will get nothing as well.
yeah. But my point is,
Spider-Man. Yeah, sorry.
from an elevated kind of excitement level of cinema for this year, we've got some of the most amazing things happening. I think this is going to be one of the best years in cinema history. I really do.
Yeah, and June 3 as well. Like
Yeah, June 3. Like, yeah.
I think Timothy Chalamet is going to be at the Oscars, close to an Oscar, and lose again. He's not going to win for June 3. I don't care how good June
You
3
think
is.
you'll get nominated for June 3?
Well, it's one of the big films of the year. It's going to get nominated for something.
I mean, I didn't realize it was Robert Pattinson at first. I was like, who the fuck is that crazy guy? And I went, what?
Yeah, his blonde hair and
Playing a creepy ass villain. Like, he was saying in an interview that he's wearing a skull cap and a wig thing, and they're in the desert, and they're saying, please try not to sweat. And he's like, that's not an option. And it's like, so that the thing doesn't fall off. And it's like, Jesus.
He said to Zendaya on the drama, he said, how do I get into one of those Dune films? And Zendaya made a call, and then he got a call from Denis Villeneuve saying, oh, do you want to be in it? I've got a part you could have. And he's like, I'm so grateful to Zendaya. She is like,
I just love things like that. I just love things like that. They're just so fucking cool. But obviously that's not Project Hail Mary. That's what I was going to say. Going like the way that this is so thought out by the two directors. So hang on. So here, Phil Lord and Christopher Miller. The like adapted book again. Why I keep thinking of like nominations, and I'm gonna hold myself to this because I come Oscars. This would be funny if these are kind of good predictions. Adapted screenplay by Drew Goddard, because my God, that novel seems so complex.
Oh, I don't know, Drew. The Odyssey is an adaptation as well.
True, but this is what I'm saying. They might go head to head because how complicated that novel is to make it into the film that we see, which I thought in my head was going to be like, this is going to have to be like 3 hours because the novel's huge. It's so complex, but I think it was only 2 hours and a half, wasn't it? 2 hours, 39 minutes or something?
I don't know. Yeah, back to
the pace.
I don't know. I didn't check before. I didn't care before. And when it ended, it was like almost 11 o'clock at night. I was like, what the fuck?
This is what I mean. Like time just went and you're just in awe of what's going on. I never looked at my watch once. Like no one was
I mean, I never do, but sometimes you get a bit antsy and you go, wonder.
But everyone was just like glued to the screen.
And technically it had multiple endings because it ended and then it ended again and then it ended again. There was bits it went on again. Do you know what I mean? Like
the credits. I didn't stay for.
No. Oh yeah, that's the bit I was going to tell you. It's going to annoy you.
End credits.
Is the bit that it ends where Rocky gives them the fuel and Happy Days. They both say goodbye and they go off.
Yeah.
That's an ending, and we thought that's it. And then we find out the bacteria is eating the material that Rocky's ship's made out of.
Yeah,
so he's going to die. So Ryan Gosling has got a clear path home, decides to send rockets to the home, calls it the Beatles.
Yeah, I was going to say, I knew you were going to
Worships
love
the
that.
Beatles, but
Yeah.
then goes back to save Rocky, and that's an ending.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't. It then goes to where they're on a planet, and there's a further ending.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it does drag out the ending, but it's not dragged out. It makes sense in the concept of everything.
And it
I
also
forgot what
goes
my point
full.
was. Why did I even mention that?
It all goes full circle, though. Hang on, it all goes full circle because then he's teaching the little rock characters at the end. So he's a teacher at the beginning, talking to the kids about potentially the end of the world. Then that's what I liked as well, because he's like, I don't want to leave the planet. I'm happy here. I don't want to go anywhere.
That was it. Yeah, he's on that planet with Rocky, and Rocky goes, "We have finally come to the enough fuel to get you back home again." So he's potentially saved again, and he goes, "I don't know. Let me think about it."
Yeah, which is again the line that which is that kind of like plant and payoff, because she says you're going to be going, and he's like, Can I have a bit of time to think about it? And he uses the exact same line to Rocky when he's saying you can go home. And
I didn't click on that. Yeah,
that's really smart writing. Go on.
If we talk about the very ending, then how the credits were the most beautiful credits I've ever seen in my life. I stayed for the credits because it was just those astrology scenes that kept changing color and scene while the credits were rolling before it went to black. Beautiful. But what I do with every film these days, and if you're not doing it, you need to do it, is I type in, as soon as the credits come up, I Google, I try and do it before, but I always forget. I go, Project Hail Mary, post credits, and it goes yes or no. And it said yes.
Motherfuckers.
And do you know what it said?
Go on.
There is a song by Rocky at the end.
What?
At the very, very end, Rocky sings a song.
What is the song?
You'll be happy you didn't stay to the end because it was a load of shit. He wasn't even visually there. It was just a black screen.
Proper as a Rolling Stone.
No. At the very end, it ended, and it was a black screen. It just went. That was it.
Okay.
Maybe not verbatim what I said, but it was like it did go.
Kind of glad I didn't wait for that. Oh, how cute is it when he goes like he gets excited. It's like all of the little nuances they add to Rocky's character makes him so adorable.
Yeah. And that's it. And when he gets upset as well, you can tell from his noises as well. It sounds like a animal being tortured. Not as extreme as that.
When he's burning.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, that was one of the hardest things to watch. Like this rock just kind of falling apart to self-sacrifice.
Because how do you see it? You see it as not as a human, but you see it as a sentient being. Maybe not as an animal because it's more intelligent, but it's like an animal human-y crossbreed thing. But in your brain, that's how you rationalize it.
Yeah.
And when it's getting upset or hurt, it's like literally watching a puppy dying. It was hard. It was like Guardians of the Galaxy 3 when Rocket
getting tortured.
Those ones, it hit me like that.
Yeah, it really hit me like that. I was like, wow.
But to go to the music for a second as well. This is one of the only films in history. There's the films you can name are probably on your hands less than that have used a Beatles song in a film. Beatles do not give permission, and the Beatles songs to license are beyond expensive that people don't. It's not financially viable, and the Beatles do it deliberately because they don't want their music watered down.
Yeah,
their music is so historic and so powerful that if it appeared in every film and stuff like that, it'd be too
diluted.
Exactly. So the Beatles do not give away their stuff. So either they spent a lot or they donated it, and I'd love to find out more about that. Wow. But they play The Two of Us, which is a great song from Let It Be, their last album. But it's also Two of Us, and it's about the two of them. It's like two of us riding nowhere. It's so perfect that comes on, and that's when he's dropping those 3 rockets going back to Earth.
Yeah,
of samples.
And I love
called John, Paul, George, Ringo, and I'm like,
when I saw that, I knew you were going to love that because you're a big Beatles fan. And when I saw those little rockets going off, I'm like, Kevin's going to love this bit.
Nicole will love that as well. Film Fatale. She's a big Beatles fan as well. But also, Sign of the Times. That was a big song to get as well. And again,
Harry Styles is seriously like hot property right now as an artist. I really rate him, man. I'm serious. Like from going from One Direction, where it was all very questionable, as an artist, he has grown so much. But you can see Beatles influences in a lot of his albums, man.
I like
He,
him. I liked Sign of the Times so much that I listened to his album, and I've done like for anyone listening, that doesn't sound like a big thing. For me, that's a big thing. I
no,
only
it's a big
listen
thing
to
for you.
metal,
Yeah.
heavy stuff. I listen to classics, 60s rock and stuff for that as well, Motown, all that sort of stuff. But pop music really grates on me. It's really fucking boring. I hate
Mm.
it. Sign of the Times is such a great song that I was like, this is so good. I got to listen to the album, and the album wasn't good. But the second album he brought out, that Sugar Watermelon High, that
Yeah.
album, I
Yeah.
quite liked that. I thought the
That
whole
was really
album as a whole was really, really quite good.
I'd say his two albums after that are really, really good as well. Like, because again, like poetry, but his lyrics are so poetic in the stuff that he's talking about that it's not just kind of like run of the mill, just random words to make catchy songs. They're really quite deep and they hit you on another level. Like, it's
But
really
I
profound
like,
stuff.
even if I didn't like his music, that doesn't really matter because I like him as a
Yeah,
personality. He's a
he's
funny
a
guy.
good person, man. He's a good soul of a
He
person.
seems like he's up for a laugh because that's the
Yeah.
other thing. Ryan Gosling was on SNL and doing a skit to
Oh
promote
yeah,
it, and he starts singing "Star Trek is the sun and the and he looks over and Harry Styles is in the front row, and he went,
brilliant.
"Guys, you didn't tell me Harry was here,
Yeah,
and he can't concentrate." And he's like,
yeah,
"Do you want to go?" And then Harry Styles goes, "No, carry on."
yeah.
He's like, "Shit, man."
It's so good. It's so good, man. Um, that's what I was going to say. Talking back to like the cinematography and stuff, when we see the world from Rocky's point of view, these are all the things that I think make the character so wonderful. We get to see Rocky's POV of this kind of weird black and white world where he's trying to make things stand out more for
We
Rocky.
use his echolocation, so if it hasn't
Yeah,
got lumps and bumps like Braille, like he couldn't read
yeah,
a clock because it was a flat surface.
yeah, yeah,
When he
yeah,
put
yeah.
a tape on it, he could see the
He
numbers.
has
And
to make it like 3D to give it another kind of
yeah,
deeper.
he sees in
Yeah,
physical.
but what I'm saying is how beautiful is that? So from an audience point of view, we get to see what it's like from his world and his point of view, and then we see how he has to protect himself from the glass because he can't be in that environment. Oh, how beautiful was he says, is there anything else that you'd like? And he says, can I see your spaceship? Bro, that moment.
Yeah,
And he's like, he builds the fucking glass thing for Grace, and he's trying to walk in it. It's so funny. And he's like looking around. He's like, whoa. That bit was proper Interstellar vibes, though, where it's like the whole ship
all the
is always
lines and
built
stuff.
out of like fucking
Yeah,
violin strings or like piano key strings. It's like,
yeah, because he was going along touching it and strumming them
yeah,
as well as he was walking
and it
along.
made noises. So you got that whole thing that everything was built on vibration, which is
Yeah,
kind of what they say in life, that everything is a vibration, really. So it's
yeah.
like just
Well,
going
that's
through.
it. You saying that just hark back to the beginning where he's showing those experiments to the kids, and he's singing and he's making the things vibrate
Oh
and stuff.
shit! Yeah. Oh my
Because
god! Yeah.
he goes everything's
Whoa,
wavelengths,
whoa,
and
whoa.
wavelengths are physical, and you make a huh, and the
Yeah,
plate with the
and it
sand on it
bounces.
shakes.
It's like rice or something, or beans. It's like
Yeah, it makes
bouncing.
patterns and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and that's how Grace sees. I
That's why
just
then he
clicked.
can think outside of the box. Like there's so many elements to that, which makes me want to watch it again, just to see
Yeah,
all the different kind of
I'd love to go and see it again. That's one of those films that I
nuances.
don't know if I can see it tomorrow or the next day. I think I need to give it a week or so because it's such a big. It's not just like a fun ride.
Oh yeah,
It's an impact. It's
yeah. It's everything, isn't it? It really. Yeah,
yeah,
you almost have to prepare yourself for it. I would say, actually.
yeah. I was not prepared going in at
Yeah.
all. I was just like, oh, I'll go and see it. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's meant
but
to be
see
good.
that's for me is where it feels like one hell of a fucking film because, like you said, it takes you fully on a journey. I never once didn't think I was in space. Do you know what I mean? Like they fully kind of embraced that world and just made everything so plausible.
And that's it. Spending that length of time, like you said, 2.5 hours, 90% of it is just him
Yeah,
and a rock. So it's just him.
yeah.
That should get boring or a little bit tiresome at times, but like I was saying, the editing, the cinematography, everything kind of keeps the pace up and keeps changing the perspective. It's like Wes, the director we had on a few weeks back, who did the film, had started a cult in 5 Easy Steps. He's saying to his actors, change up your speech patterns. Don't be boring. Doesn't matter how good your the dialogue is. If you're not changing speech patterns, slowing down, giving breaks, then I'll fall asleep. I'll be bored. And Ryan Gosling does that. He's funny, then he's sad, and then it's excited, and then it's focus and concentrate. There's no. It's not the same film for longer than 2 minutes. It changes up all the time.
I feel like it's almost like that Interstellar thing as well, right? That because the world the characters are inhabiting is so fascinating, you want to learn about it. So even the science, when he's trying to find the bacteria, and then he's doing all these experiments, not only on planet Earth, but when he's up in space, he's having to do all those things. But then he's having to learn to be the pilot. And then there's that whole funny thing every time he sits down and goes, "Pilot, ready." He's like, no, I'm not the pilot. I'm not the pilot.
I'm just sitting.
But it's like he has to become everything. And that's what I love about it, is literally, they talk about different styles of film. This is definitely fish out of water. This is like fish in fucking space, because the character is so grounded in his own world, and he's got all of the skills and abilities to inhabit the mission he is kind of set forth, but he's not willing to do it. And then it's through circumstances that forces him into the place where he has to adapt. And I think that's why the film is so fascinating, and we love him for it, because it makes you realize, this is what I took from it as well in life. Life is going to throw some really difficult things at us. And I do believe that we have the ability and the tools to be able to overcome those things. And it's about taking things head on and just adapting to the best way you can in whatever situation you're kind of given. And it was really kind of uplifting in a way. Do you know what I mean? When you're watching that film and go, he was able to turn around some of the most frightening and harshest of circumstances. And I know it's just a film, but there is elements to it that gives you that hope and go, do you know what? When life throws something at you, you can try and make the best of a situation.
Yeah, I mean, it was powerful, and a lot of really strong positive messages. And a lot of people have compared. I heard the comparison of Interstellar before wanting to watch it, and I was like, from the trailer, I was like, this is a kind of a silly buddy comedy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's more Lilo and Stitch.
And it might not be held in the similar. I don't know. I think it might do, actually. Like I was going to say, it might not be held in the similar esteem because Interstellar is so serious and Christopher Nolan-y, and this is not, but it is. Do you know what I mean? Like it's got much more levity to it. But I think I'd watch this over Interstellar tomorrow.
There's more layers to this, which is ironic because I thought Interstellar was kind of multi-layered, but this has got so much going on because you've got the kind of time narrative jumps going back to the mission that he's already on, that he finds himself on. And then you've got all of the planning and logistics. Ironically, it reminded me more of Inception. So, like when they're planning things and you're watching the process of each thing as they're trying to build up to the main event. So you've got Ryan Gosling and Carl on Earth trying to discover how to find these little kind of bacteria things or whatever, or put the box inside the box. And you've got all of the different planning stages, and they're talking through all the different concepts, scenarios, and goals they have to achieve on Earth. And then you've got the mission that they're going on. So it has got so many similarities to Interstellar, but I'd say it's more like The Martian, though. And I can see why people said that. You remember the Matt Damon one?
That's got funny moments in it as well. Because he's going a bit mad. He's on his own,
Yeah, exactly. And it's the kind of the video diaries in space, a character on their own that we love. And there's like that element of, oh my God, are they going to die? But then they find the humor and the kind of bleakness of it. And yeah, it's amazing. Absolutely fucking amazing.
Definitely. And I think we said at the beginning, but if we didn't, just in case, Andy Weir's got another book, Artemis. Yeah. And I think it's the same directors that are signed on already to do that.
There was two directors. That's what I thought was fascinating about this film, though. Yeah. So you wonder who directed which bit, or did they oversee bits together? I really hope, and I'm worried they might not, but behind the scenes, when you purchase this as a film, would be an absolute fascinating, maybe like 2 or 3 hour making of.
Then you can listen to Rocky's song.
Yeah. If ever a film deserved a making of, it is definitely Project Hail Mary, because it's absolutely mind-blowing. on a multitude of levels.
Yeah, this is gonna stay in the zeitgeist for the whole of the year. So
Yeah.
whether whatever it gets for Oscars or not for Oscars, I think people are going to be talking about it, and it will probably build momentum like
Yeah.
Sinners did.
That's
Sinners
what I
was
was about to
just a film,
say.
and it got better and better, and
Yeah.
people revisited it more and more.
Yeah.
And then it came back out in cinema twice, I think, at
Yeah.
least.
I guarantee this is the Sinners of 2026. Project
Yeah.
Hail Mary, 100%. It's just gonna be bouncing off all of the walls for
This
this
is the
whole year.
blockbuster year. Like last year wasn't a blockbuster year. There was no blockbusters because
But-
Marty Supreme's not a blockbuster.
Yeah.
Sinners wasn't a blockbuster. It's an indie horror almost,
Yeah. True.
relatively speaking. And one battle after another. Yeah, it's a big director, but it's an indie budget. It just had big actors in it. It was the indie year. This is the blockbuster year.
It's interesting you say blockbuster though, because it still felt like an indie though, in regards to how kind of intimate the film is, the way it's shot, that kind of rawness that you don't normally get. You get more polished in blockbusters, and the attention to detail in the cinematography and the execution of things felt more indie. And the people behind it were going, I love this book and I want to do it justice for Andy Weir, as opposed to going, let's just make a really fun movie based on this great novel. It's like the people behind it truly had a passion for this novel. Do you know what I mean?
I was about to say, I bet the budget was quite low on it because apart from Ryan Gosling being a big named actor, Sandra Hüller, although she's amazing, is probably not that expensive budget wise in comparison to some people. And the effects were really good, but because there was less CGI, less AI and stuff involved, it probably kept costs down. It was probably just, video screens as opposed to green screens. They're probably filming real life in front of actual screens. You know what I mean? Just check the box office. The budget is 108 million. That's low.
Yeah.
For a big film like this.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I know we can do a low budget film these days is like 60 million under.
Yeah.
So this is only not even double a low budget film, basically. What was it? F1. I know that was expensive, but that was 350 million budget ish.
But see, that blows my mind now because when you almost compare Project Hail Mary to F1, you think where the fuck has all the money gone for F1?
Well, F1 is the cars are ridiculously expensive.
Oh yeah, fair.
And they probably crashed some.
Yeah.
And they had to buy their way into paying for Lewis Hamilton and to go to all these
True.
events.
And they probably had to buy their way to get into the Formula One kind of journey for that whole.
Whereas this didn't really have anything. The special effects are, as I said, it'd be on a screen. Just create. It's like the opening to Oppenheimer, all those mad colors and things like that, and the sparkles and stuff.
Oh
like
yeah, they were.
Atom.
Yeah,
that was all done on like a little screen.
Yeah,
and just made it big. That was all physical. They actually just
Well, Cillian Murphy said they built. Yeah,
fire.
They made things that were dangling in front of him when he was lying on the bed. He's like, this is mad that actually, created real things.
If you knew about how it was made, it would look so stupid, but it just works with the camera and the way it's done. So this is the same. I think this is probably low budget effects, just done crystal clear.
Here's a question for you. Do you think out of the amazing career Ryan Gosling has had so far, would you say this is one of his best performances or his best performance to date?
Top tier. I mean, everything else is slightly different. Like Barbie is top tier. Crazy Stupid Love, top tier. Place Beyond the Pines, top tier. I did not like Blade Runner, but I don't.
Have you seen Blue Valentine yet? We talked about Blue Valentine. Have you seen that yet?
I've not seen his romancy stuff, his early stuff.
No,
I've only seen his more recent stuff. None of those films really appealed to me.
Blue Valentine is not romance. It is brutal, clever, slick. It's really profound. It's not. It gets a bad press because they're talking about the Valentine part, but it's more about like damaged people trying to maintain a relationship, and it's interconnected with storylines. Either 10 or 17 years apart. It's really clever.
Yeah, it never appealed, but I'll give it a go. I mean,
you do give it a go because, like, I'm obviously recommending it to you, and
yeah,
I know what I'm talking about.
Obviously, Drive's top tier because that there's like hardly any words in it, and it's properly engaging. And La La Land, I think La La Land's still my number one though.
Oh, okay.
Especially for a person that doesn't like musicals. That film
Wow.
fucking nailed everything for
It
me.
hits though, doesn't it? It really hits. But again, I feel like this is like the kind of sweet spot for Ryan Gosling. He's great at the comedy kind of drama because La La Land has some really hard hitting moments.
Yeah, yeah.
Like really, like the bit where they have that argument after making the food hits you hard, and then he's running late to go to see her in the show, and then it all just goes
And
a
it's
bit.
devastating because it doesn't work out, and they both
Yeah,
wanted it to, and it just
yeah.
timing didn't work out.
But even
But
just him playing the piano, dun, 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 dun,
oh,
dun,
that
dun,
scene
dun,
and where it's cutting back and
dun,
forth as well.
dun, 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 you're like, ah.
But we're going to go into more detail. So tune in the future, guys, because I don't want to overpromise, but we should have Nicole, which is Film Fatale 1000,
Mhm.
and we should have Kathy, which is Brokeback Kathy, both online. We should have both of them back to do a special deep dive on Ryan Gosling in the near future. So stay tuned. But should we
Can I?
wrap
I'll
up?
just say one last
Yeah,
thing
go
real
for it.
quick, though, to talk about like performances and Ryan Gosling in particular. One of the bits that hit me, and this is big spoiler alert, was when he does the funeral for the two people. Mate, that
Yeah.
moment when I mean, obviously, like I had tears where he's got photographs of two people he barely knew, and he's saying, "You deserve better than this." And it was like, mate,
It seemed like
that
he was struggling to speak as well.
that hit me so hard. The idea that this mission only works if it's the three of them, and two of the people are now dead, that were almost two of the most important people.
Yeah.
He felt out of place anyway. He's like, I shouldn't even fucking be here. They had to inject me to get me here. I didn't want to be here.
And again,
now I have to do everything.
they reverse engineered that in the sense that these people, we haven't really got to know them either yet. So it didn't mean as much, but it did mean a lot because the way he was reacting.
Yeah.
And then later on, you get to meet them.
Yeah, very, very
I mean,
briefly. You
and he
get a couple of
introduces
little
them.
moments with them.
Well, yeah, they have a small moment together, and then
Yeah.
in the boardroom, in the walking around scene,
Yeah.
and later on in the karaoke scene, you're like,
Yeah, yeah,
oh,
yeah.
every time you saw them, it broke your heart a little bit. You're like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
yeah, I'm dead now.
And almost like the fact that when they're all there in the karaoke, no one knows what the future holds, and like the stakes are so high, and they're all giving up a life to
Yeah.
save the lives of humanity. Like it's like,
Oh, what was that? What was that phrase when he speaks to that guy? It's the Asian guy that's going up in the ship, and he goes, I'm not as brave as you. You know, you're so brave." And what is it he says? He goes, "You just got to find someone to be brave for."
oh yeah, that was incredible.
Well, should we say this?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like goodbye.
We're doing
Beautiful.
goodbye in Rocky language.
Beautiful.
All right. Thanks for listening, guys.
That was
We'll
awesome,
catch you
man.
next time.
Take it easy.
This has been Rage Whale. Thanks for hanging out with us. We hope you had a whale of a time.
Thank you all for your continued support, and please do check out our other fun episodes with many great and interesting guests. And just to let you know, we're also on YouTube if you want to also watch us. But do give us a follow on Instagram and TikTok, and we'd love a cheeky 5-star rating on here if you had a moment. And if you do want to support us further, we do have merch. The links are here and on our socials. It's ragewhale.tmill.com. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.